what's the missing link in heart disease? I ask myself this question a lot because I work as a PA in cardiology. I work in an inpatient setting where people don't come in for routine checkups. They come in on the worst days of their lives. Heart attacks, heart failure, strokes. These are real people with real consequences. And when you see that every day, you start asking yourself deeper questions. More than just, what was their cholesterol? And then I think about stories we all heard before. Like one of those stories where someone's grandfather who smoked, drank, worked hard, lived rough, and somehow made it to 90 while maintaining pretty good function. Not because those habits were healthy, but because something else was different. There wasn't the same constant strain on the body that we live with today. Now, up to this point, in previous videos, we talked about cholesterol, we talked about glycation, we talked about inflammation. But there's one more process that we need to talk about. The one that connects all of them. Oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is the trigger. It's what takes all of those processes and pushes them toward disease. And for a long time now, we've known that LDL by itself isn't the real problem. The problem begins when LDL becomes oxidized. Once LDL is oxidized, immune cells take it up, turn into what we call foam cells, and then those foam cells are what actually build plaque in the artery wall. And that's just one example of how oxidative stress causes damage. Because research also shows that oxidative stress and inflammation both feed each other. Oxidative stress increases inflammation, and then inflammation creates more oxidative stress. And once that loop starts, they just keep fueling each other. Oxidative stress also damages the endothelium, which is the inner lining of your blood vessels. And it does this by reducing nitric oxide. Nitric oxide, we know, allows arteries to relax, stretch, and widen when blood needs to flow. When nitric oxide drops, arteries become stiffer, blood flow worsens, blood pressure rises, and cardiovascular risk increases. And that's why endothelial dysfunction is one of the earliest predictors of heart disease. See, this is why oxidative stress really matters. It's the trigger. It's the one thing that turns otherwise neutral processes into damage. See, without oxidative stress, cholesterol isn't dangerous, inflammation doesn't spiral, and disease doesn't get set in motion. And once you understand this, the next question becomes obvious. How do you bring it down? Now stick with me, and I'll show you how.